Right, so there I was, stuck, office, drone, same grey cubicle, same boring spreadsheets, day in, day out. I was a hamster on a wheel going nowhere fast. Then two things happened. First, redundancy. Opportunity knocks, they said. Opportunity to be unemployed, more like it. Second, a letter, official. MI5. They wanted me. Me, a spy. Turns out my uncanny ability to blend into the background, read, be utterly forgettable, was just what they needed. Tempting but dull, I craved adventure. So, with my redundancy check and a thirst for the unknown, I booked a one-way ticket to Tokyo. The plan was simple. Explore Japan, eat sushi, climb Mount Fuji. You know, the classics. Little did I know fate had other plans. The flight was long, the miniature pretzels even smaller. I was daydreaming about geishas and bullet trains when the announcement came. Landing in Tokyo in 30 minutes. Panic seized me. My visa! Had it expired? I frantically rummaged through my pockets. My passport photo stared back mockingly. Expired. Mid-flight. Disaster. The flight attendants, bless their souls, were about as helpful as a chocolate teapot. Sir, you should have checked your documents. No, really? Why didn't I think of that? Turns out they couldn't just turn the plane around. Something about air traffic control and international regulations. Instead, I was unceremoniously dumped in Auckland, New Zealand. New Zealand, not quite Tokyo, but hey, at least it wasn't Siberia. Now I'd heard tales of these hostels. Cheap, cheerful, full of interesting characters. Sounded like an adventure in itself. Oh, the naivete. My first night I was serenaded by a symphony of snores, each more impressive than the last. The communal bathroom, let's just say I've seen cleaner public toilets, and the smell, a heady mix of dirty laundry and instant noodles. Still, it was an experience. That's how I met her. She was sitting in the hostel common room, nose buried in a book. Her hair was like a raven's wing, her eyes like dark chocolate. Japanese, I gathered from the book's cover. Gathering my courage, I approached. "Excuse me," I stammered. "Do you, speak English?" She looked up, startled. A smile spread across her face. "Little," she replied, and so began our comical attempts at communication, a mishmash of broken English, frantic gestures, and lots of laughter. Her name was Hannah. She was on a working holiday visa, exploring the world. We spent our days exploring Auckland together. We hiked to the top of Mount Eden, marveling at the panoramic views. We wandered through the Auckland domain, marveling at the giant ferns and exotic birds. We even tried bungee jumping. Okay, maybe just watched others do it, but still, despite the language barrier, we connected. We shared stories, dreams, and awkward silences filled with unspoken understanding. I was smitten. Eventually, Hannah's visa ran out and she had to return to Japan. I was heartbroken, but absence, as they say, makes the heart grow fonder. We wrote letters, yes, actual letters. We emailed, we even attempted video calls. Technology was still a bit dodgy back then. Finally, I couldn't take it anymore. I packed my bags, booked a flight, this time with a valid visa, and followed her to Tokyo. The rest, as they say, is history. We fell deeper in love amidst the neon lights and ancient temples of Tokyo. We navigated cultural differences with humor and patience. We built a life together. We got married, had a couple of kids, who thankfully speak both English and Japanese fluently, and settled down in a cozy little house in Tokyo. From office drone, facing a life of espionage, to happily married expat living in Japan, talk about a plot twist. Life, as I learned, is full of surprises. And sometimes the most unexpected journeys lead to the most extraordinary destinations.